Ladies and gentlemen, let the games begin. Vierte Session der Happy Bet German Darts Championship 2016. Und wir starten mit einem Mann, der uns gestern alle überrascht hat, als er Vincent van der Voort knapp mit 6:5 bezwang. Aktuell steht er auf Weltranglistenplatz 100. Die Rede ist von The Rock, Peter Hudson. Peter Hudson fordert die Nummer 8 der Welt heraus. Ein Mann, der schon 3 Major-Finals gespielt hat, der 11 PDC-Titel einsammeln konnte und der auch in diesem Jahr hier in Hildesheim auf die Musik der Toten Hosen einmarschieren wird. Hey, hier kommt Alex. Hey, hier kommt Chizzy, Dave Chisnall. Gespielt wird die Distanz Best of 11 Legs. Man braucht also 6 Legs, um in das Achtelfinale einzuziehen. Und auch den Caller dieser Partie wollen wir herzlich begrüßen, Paul Hinks.
Well, herzlich willkommen to Hildesheim here in Germany for the Happy Bet German Darts Championship, the final European Tour event of 2016. As 8 more games tonight will complete our last 16 lineup. The final day of Euro Tour action on the way tomorrow. We've got a number of players fighting it out for a place at the European Championship at the end of the month. But more pressingly, there's 25 grand to the winner of this tournament. And tonight, we get to see some of the biggest names in world darts. The world #1 Michael van Gerwen, the second seed Peter Snakebite Wright, Mensur Suljovic, a man who won on the European Tour just last month. And we're starting with Dave Chizzy Chisnall, one of the biggest scorers in world darts. It's a packed house here at Halle 39 in Hildesheim. Nearly 2,000 German fans already started singing. We have got no fewer than 5 previous Euro Tour champions on the way this evening, as well as a former world champion, Mark Webster.
First flag is Dave to throw first. Game on.
I'm Dan Dawson, talking you through the opening game of the night. Paul Nicholson sat alongside me for it.
That's the yellow of Chizzy against the green of the Rock. And a couple of good darts to start this leg from Chizzy. And a couple of interesting facts so far about a tournament that has delivered, standard-wise. There have been no games of 6-4 yet.
121.
Considering we've had a lot of games so far,
yeah.
No games 6-4.
24 matches we've seen so far this weekend. And not a 6-4. Stat me up, Nicholson. Give me another.
41.
No finishes over 140.
You lie. You lie to me. You lie to my face.
The stats I get from Andy Scott don't lie.
24.
Surely that will change. Surely it will change this evening.
Well, just before I got that information, I predicted 170 tonight, so sticking my neck out.
140.
And when I stick my neck out, I usually injure it.
Well, it's all set up for something special tonight. We even found a couple of extra cheerleaders down the back of the sofa somewhere. We've got the full complement of 4.
100.
And before you guys out there start looking behind the sofa for cheerleaders, that was, of course, a metaphor.
Yes, it was.
100.
Ton for Chizzy, down to 80 as he looks at a potential 14-dart leg to get a holder throw. He's seeded number 3, Dave Chisnall. Made back-to-back Euro Tour finals earlier this year as the Rock gets down to something manageable.
80.
Double 20 leaves double 10. Who tends to stop Peter Hudson having a chance in this leg, and he does that.
Dave Chisnall.
Somewhat casual Chizzy on this Saturday night in Hildesheim. He usually has the top button done, but today the top button has been loosened. Maybe he's been hanging out with Steve Beaton.
58.
I mean, as long as it doesn't edge towards the full hanky, which is somewhere around the navel. Nobody needs to see that. Ted can pull it off.
Well, Janos Vargsha from Hungary, he likes to undo the shirt a bit.
But he also has a T-shirt underneath.
He knows his limits.
Yeah. Hanky, it's just pure hanky.
57.
That's the only way to put it.
Dave Chisnall, back-to-back Euro Tour finals earlier this year. Lost one to Michael van Gerwen, lost the other one to James Wade. That was in Hamburg.
58.
The second time, actually, in Euro Tour history for Dave Chisnall to make back-to-back finals. He was the first man to do it a few years ago. He actually won this tournament in 2013, the German Darts Championship.
99.
He did that, beating Peter Snakebite Wright in the final. The semis he'd beaten Steve Beaton. The quarters he'd beaten Kevin Painter. He did beat them round before that. Remember?
Might have been me.
Yeah, it was,
133.
It was a great game.
Went 6-5.
Yeah. And he had 3 left in the last leg, and he went 1-1 and was sitting on a double. Cheeky. Cheeky Chizzy.
It's funny when it happens to someone else. Now the 170. Paul says we're going to see this tonight. Hang on.
Of course he's not going to hit it.
98.
Not yet. Chizzy's bossing this so far. Peter Hudson's got to be very happy that he's here today. And even his dad,
60.
who's with him here in Hildesheim this weekend, was
72.
man enough to say that Peter shouldn't have won that match because Vincent van der Voort threw it away, really.
Well, he did beat Vincent van der Voort in a deciding leg as Chizzy looks at tops for a 72 checkout. That's just a little bit short.
Peter, you require 130.
Hudson may get a dart at the bull. He could get a dart at double 5. Needs a treble 20 for a dart at bullseye. Gets the treble 20. The bull he wants.
105.
Not a million miles away.
Dave, you require 20.
But Chiz hit this first leg. Hits it again. 2-0 with a break of throw. That's what he does.
Shot on the second leg. Dave Chisnall.
That's pretty stress-free throwing from Chizzy.
Game on.
It's exactly what you want when you're coming into the tournament at this point. You just think, first up on a Saturday night, great draw. I know I'm going to be on straight after 7 o'clock.
134.
Get it done, then prepare for a long day on Sunday.
Yeah, we saw 4-seeded players go out this afternoon. Darryl Gurney won. Gerwin Price was the first man to be knocked out.
140.
He was number 9 seed. Benito van der Pas was the highest seed to go. He was number 7. Simon Whitlock, having just won in Dublin days ago, was beaten by Justin Pipe 6-1. And Stephen Bunting ran into Steve West, which is something you don't really want to do at the minute because Steve West is battering people.
81.
And even when he's not on top form, he seems to be pulling it out. I think it's a big win for Steve West today. Just getting through to a Sunday of a European event is a very good
60.
bit of progress for him. But Chizzy, former finalist here, like you mentioned, and that was in Berlin. And then they switched the event to here, where he has won it. But he's been in 6 finals in total and only converted 1 of them. Admittedly, Michael van Gerwen has scuppered him a few times, but
100.
But he makes so many finals, Dave Chisnall. He won his 11th PDC title this year. The 146 is not going. But he's been in 4 more finals.
90.
One was the Masters, big TV final, lost to Van Gerwen. He had 2 Euro Tours, the one against Wade and the one against Van Gerwen, and he had another one, the Perth Masters, lost to Van Gerwen. I mean, it's not like he's getting into finals and losing to mugs. Usually he's losing to Michael Van Gerwen.
Dave require 56.
well, in previous times this would be 20 in double 18 for Dave, but these days he's straightening up for tops. 10s again.
36.
Well, if we're going to see a 140 plus finish, it'll be good timing from Peter Hudson to do it. Not going to get it. So Dave is going to come back for another shot at 10s to go 3-0 up.
90. Dave, you require 20.
Well, for a 3rd consecutive leg, one on double 10. Chizzy up for double 5. There it is.
Shot on the 3rd leg.
That's a beautiful
Dave
dart.
Chisnall. 4th leg is feeded.
One of those darts that you could just go up and poke it right in the middle. That's exactly where it was.
Well, Peter Hudson, he did beat. Oh, look at those stats. She's getting worse. He's rubbish.
15, 16,
83.
17. What's your money on an 18 in this leg?
I think it's not going back down again.
Yeah. 16, 15.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a 6-5 win against Vincent van der Voort. And obviously he's a former Euro Tour winner, Vincent van der Voort, and big name in world darts. That was Peter Hudson's first ever win on the European Tour.
That's amazing.
He's been around. He's made 45. A few of these, you know, over the last few years. Not lots, but he'd never managed to get past the first round. You saw him, maybe he was over the moon, to borrow a phrase from Phil Taylor, to get that win. And that is the first maximum of the evening session, and it's no surprise that it goes to Dave Chisnall.
Well, Peter Hudson does like a celebration. I remember back in Bolton when they had the UK Open there, he was playing Magnus Carus in a very infamous game, and he had that crowd, and he was conducting them like a conductor in an orchestra. He just had them on the end of a fishing line. He was doing what he wanted with them, and they were screaming when he was coming back in Magnus Carus, who should have won the game, but Peter Hudson won it. It was louder than loud. And when Peter Hudson dances and celebrates, 100. You know about it.
Certainly do. 126. Like a giant inflatable Chris Moyles. 126. Yes. There it is. 126. Check out for a 12 darter. I thought he might chuck a big one in there somewhere.
He's cruising, isn't he? He just looks comfortable. He's playing a game of darts. The stress is coming from the back of the stage where Peter Hudson is standing.
Oh.
140.
This is probably the one European Tour venue where Chizzy is most comfortable. You probably have to say that. And when you come into an arena where you've won before, you've got to have those memories to count on.
100.
Well, Dave Chisnall has 5 wins in 5 games against Peter Hudson. He won twice in 2 days 100. Back in April, beat him 6-1 and 6-4. You've got to go back 3 years for their previous meetings, and then back before that, you're talking in local tournaments up in the northwest. Is that 180? Yes, it is. It's 180 number 2, and Dave Chisnall is not letting up. The average has crept above 100. 12 darter in the last leg, potential 11 darter coming in here, and Dave Chisnall appears to have turned up at a venue where he has won before and looks in the mood to produce something similar this weekend.
Well, yesterday afternoon things were good, but yesterday evening things got brilliant, and it just seems like tonight they're going to raise the stakes even more.
No score.
Oh dear.
Well done, Dave.
There we go. That's nicely predicted there, Paul. We're in for a great night. Look at the standard. He's just going to rise and rise, and he's bust 81.
I am so going to rib him about that later.
59.
However, no real damage done because Hudson not down to a finish. Have another go at the 81, Dave. Yeah, that's better. Double 12 now. Should be able to use that. Yeah, lovely. Lovely stuff.
Dave Chisnall is so good. He can hit it. Well, he can try and hit it twice.
Well, we've just had a little word from our stats dwarf, who's confirmed that the 126 from Dave Chisnall is actually the highest checkout of this whole weekend so far. Seems remarkable.
70.
Bearing in mind we had an overall average from yesterday of 90, people chucking in 110 averages and 98s and 99s all over the place.
Maybe that's the key to big averages and big stats.
Just hitting such big scores that you're always under 100.
140.
Well, that was the thing about the game with Steve West last night. His average was stratospheric because he was hitting so many big scores.
Well, his first 9 average was like 400, wasn't it? So after 3 visits to the board, he's left 100 typically in every leg. Yeah. Absolutely brutal.
I am positive that in one time I've seen Michael van Gerwen have an average of over 110, and I think his biggest finish was 40.
Well, Dave Chisnall, I mean, if anything, he just seems to be warming up and getting better. That's a third 180. The average is 104.5. Peter Hudson, I'm afraid, does not have an answer for this.
140.
He doesn't, and we've got some news from the development tour. It's breaking, and it is the Aussie, Corey Cadby, who is now going to be very rapt and very stoked because he has won on his second development tour, his first day on the development tour, and he's got a victory.
Yeah, seeing off Jeffrey Desvan, the Black Cobra in the final. What an effort from Corey Cadby, the man who conquered Taylor down under in the World Series. But Dave Chisnall's on a theoretical 10-darter. He's not going to do a 10, but he might do an 11.
18.
But he's going to be back because 162 is a bogey number for Peter Hudson anyway. So Dave Chisnall will get 3 more match darts at double 16 for a 6-0 win. And quite frankly, Chizzy has just been too good for Peter Hudson tonight. He has picked up his first Euro Tour win in his
86.
career, beating Vincent van der Voort yesterday.
32.
But his campaign is going to come to a very, very abrupt end. Because Chizzy takes it out for a 13-darter. He will face Justin Pike in the last 16 tomorrow afternoon. And after making 2 Euro Tour finals this year already, Dave Chisnall may be about to go one better this weekend and claim a second European Tour title of his career, and the same place, the same tournament where he won his first one. We will be back in just a few moments' time as Mark Webster, former Lakeside World Champion, takes on 3-time Euro Tour winner and number 6 seed here this weekend, Michael Smith, the Bully Boy.
In die Happy Bet German Darts Championship 2016. Für die Nummer 3 der Setzliste bei diesem Turnier, Dave Chisnall. Hat diese Veranstaltung 2014 ja gewinnen können. Aber auch nochmal einen Applaus für The Rock, Peter Hudson. Chizzy, congratulations. That looked like the perfect start in the tournament.
Yeah, it was a perfect start for me. Peter didn't play very well there, but I couldn't play what's in front of me. All I can say, what a great crowd. Brilliant.
Great atmosphere, isn't it? I mean, you won that tournament a couple of years ago. Hildesheim is a special place, isn't it?
Yeah, it's special for me. I don't think I come here last year. I didn't qualify, so it's glad to be back and hopefully I can do quite well and please this crowd.
Great. See you tomorrow again. Thank you very much. Dave Chisnall hat gute Erinnerungen.